What if your life was perfectly mapped out, and then one unexpected meeting changed everything? Welcome to The Map That Leads to You, a sweeping romantic drama that takes us across Europe and deep into the meaning of love, destiny, and the beauty of losing control. In today's video, we're breaking down the entire story, scene by scene, exploring how two strangers' paths cross, how they change each other, and how a single summer becomes a lifetime of lessons. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's dive in. Meet Heather Mulgrew, intelligent, ambitious, and disciplined to the core. She's just graduated from college in Boston, and her future is already written. In a few weeks, she's set to start a high-paying job in New York City. But first, she and her best friends, Amy and Connie, are taking one last big trip across Europe. Heather is a planner. Every day of the vacation is scheduled. Trains, hostels, museums, all color-coded in her travel binder. She knows exactly where she's going and exactly when. Then she meets him. On a train heading into Barcelona, Heather crosses paths with Jack, a charming, free-spirited traveler from New Zealand. He's the complete opposite of her. No itinerary, no job waiting at home, no plan beyond the next sunrise. Jack is following a weathered old journal, a travel log written by his late great-grandfather. Each page holds clues to the places that shaped his ancestors' life. Heather finds that fascinating. Jack finds her fascinating. And that's how it begins. Once the train rolls into Barcelona, Heather and her friends dive into the city's chaos and color. They explore the streets, dance all night, and meet up again with Jack and his best friend, Rafe. At first, it's all fun and light. Group dinners, sightseeing, spontaneous nights out. But there's something deeper forming between Heather and Jack. They share long talks about life choices and what it means to actually live. Heather, who's always stayed inside the lines, starts to see the thrill of coloring outside them. In one unforgettable moment, Jack convinces her to sneak into a harbor tower after hours. They climb to the top, watch the city glow beneath them, and share their first kiss. A perfect collision between freedom and fear. But it's not all smooth sailing. When Amy's bag, passport, and money are stolen by a guy she trusted, Jack and Rafe step in to help the girls track him down. The wild chase through Barcelona ends with victory, laughter, and a stronger bond between the group. The next morning, Heather realizes something has changed. This trip isn't just a vacation anymore. It's the start of something she never planned for. As the weeks pass, the group slowly splits. Amy decides to hike the Camino de Santiago alone. Connie and Rafe fall for each other and head off together. And that leaves just Heather and Jack. They keep traveling through Spain's northern cities, then on to Portugal and Italy. They wander through art museums, coastal towns, and cobblestone streets, living like there's no tomorrow. Heather, for once, stops looking at her calendar. Every day becomes an adventure. Every night, a story. In one scene, they stand before the shimmering Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, talking about how art outlives people, how maybe love does too. In another, they get caught in a rainstorm in Porto, laughing until they're drenched. Jack tells her that the journal he's following isn't just a guide. It's his connection to a past full of courage and wonder. He wants to see the world through his ancestors' eyes, before time runs out. And that's when we start to notice something. Jack's shoulder hurts. He hides the pain, brushes it off. But something isn't right. Still, Heather doesn't know yet. She's too busy falling in love. Their travels lead them to Pamplona, just in time for the running of the Bulls Festival. Jack joins in the run, reckless and alive, but gets knocked down and injured. At the hospital, Heather sees how serious it could have been, and how much Jack hides behind that easy smile. The tension grows as her return flight to New York gets closer. Jack wants her to stay. Heather wants him to come with her. But then comes the argument, the breaking point. Jack finally admits he's sick. A rare heart condition. He's been ignoring it for months. He doesn't want Heather to give up her future for someone who might not have one. Heather, crushed and furious, tells him she had the right to choose, that he took that away. At the airport, they say goodbye. No dramatic chase, no last-minute plea. Just two people who love each other but don't know how to make it work. Jack whispers, "I'm really sorry." Heather boards the plane, tears streaming down her face. And just like that, it's over. Back in New York, winter sets in. Heather is surrounded by success. Her job, her apartment, her future. But she feels empty. Her father notices. He tells her something simple. The people who change us aren't always the ones who stay. But they always leave us better than they found us. Heather thinks about Jack, about the journey, about everything she learned on the road. The color of life she once felt so vividly is gone now. And then a letter arrives. It's from Jack. Delivered by Rafe. In it, Jack apologizes for leaving. He admits that fear drove him away. Fear of hurting her, fear of letting her see him fade. But he also says something beautiful. The journal I followed, it was never about my great-grandfather. It was about finding the courage to live before it's too late. And somehow, Heather, it led me to you. Along with the letter, there's a note about one last destination. A small festival in Santa Pau, where locals dance in the face of death to celebrate life. Heather realizes what she has to do. She quits her job, packs her bag, and boards a flight back to Europe, this time with no plan at all. The festival is vibrant, full of fire and music and light. Heather searches the crowd and there he is. Alive. Smiling. Waiting. The music swells. They run toward each other and embrace. No promises. No future plans. Just the present. The moment. The map that finally led them to the only place that matters. Right here, right now. The map that leads to you isn't just a love story. It's a reminder that life doesn't always follow the directions we draw for it. Sometimes the most beautiful journeys come from getting completely lost. Heather's map was her safety. Jack's map was his destiny. And when their paths crossed, both learned that you can't plan for the people who change you. The movie asks one big question. Would you rather know where you're going, or trust the road to take you somewhere better? And that's The Map That Leads to You. A film that reminds us to live for the moment, to say yes more often, and to let go of control just long enough for magic to happen. If you enjoyed this full breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more cinematic stories, and tell me in the comments. Would you follow the map even if the destination was unknown? Until next time, keep exploring.